this is working with column vectors and understanding, well, how they work as well. So start off with a vector is something that has direction and magnitude, so it has size to it as well. Now I'm going to jump in with some examples of what vectors would look like. So I've got here A, B, C and D. Now they're written similar to coordinates, but as they're known as column vectors, it's one on top of the other. Now the top value is your, if it was a coordinate, it'll be your x, y. So I'll just put here x, y. And that is your left, right. So if the top one is left, this is minus. If it's right, it's positive. And then the bottom value, if it's up, it's positive. If it's down, it's negative. So down is negative, up is positive. So with these four examples here, you can see how they work. So you've got A, it's going right and up, so it's two positive values. B, right and down, so positive, negative. C, left and down, so it's negative, negative. And D, left and up, so it's negative, positive. And they all have their directions given. Now, if you want to calculate the size of a vector, what you'll do is, I'll just do it for the first one here, I'm not going to do it for all of them. So the size is actually calculating this length here. And what you can do is you can take that and this, and you can use Pythagoras' theorem. So if you know that is 3, that is 4, you've got 3 squared and 4 squared is 5 squared. It's 20, 4 squared is 16, 3 squared is 9, which is 25, square root it, gives you 5 for the length of A. So that's the actual size of the vector. Okay, but regarding the direction, you can change the direction of a vector. So changing the direction. So if we take A, for example, so let's take that A again. And that is currently 4, 3. I want to change that direction from going this way to the other way. Sorry about the tweeting, that's my budgie. So I want it to go this way instead now. So that will be minus A, because you're going the opposite direction. And if you do that, what you do with your actual vector values, it becomes minus 3, minus 4, because it's all going in the other direction. If you did that with B, you changed its direction from going this way to going the other way. You'll change that too, so it'll be minus B, and that will be minus 2, and that will be positive 3. If we wanted to change C from going here to the other direction, that will be minus C, will be 4, 3. And then the same for D, if you wanted to change it from going that way to the other way, it will be all becoming minus, so flip the signs over and it goes in the opposite direction. So that's how you can change the direction. You can also manipulate a vector by changing the size of it. So I'm not going to do it with diagrams, I'm just going to do it straight with the values here. So if I've got vector A, for example, is 2, 3, and I want to find the size of 2A, to manipulate that, so change it. So what you are doing is you're doubling the length of the vector when you times it by 2A. So you'll do 2 multiplied by 2, 3. So that means 2 times 2 makes it 4, and 2 times 3 makes it 6. That becomes 4, 6. We've got minus 1 here, so it's minus 3A. So that means what we're doing there is we're making it 3 times bigger, but it's also going in the opposite direction. So it'll be minus 3 multiplied by 2, 3. So it'll be a similar thing, 3 times minus 2, minus 6, 3 times minus 3 is minus 9. So the size, the direction of that vector is changed completely from that 2, 3 it started with. Same here. So I've got 3b, and I'm starting with a vector b of 3 minus 1. So that means it's 3 times 3 minus 1. And that becomes 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times minus 1 is minus 3. And then minus 4, same thing as you did with minus 3. You times it all by minus 4. You do have to watch those negative signs and remembering your rules of multiplying negatives. So 4 times minus 4 times 3 is minus 12. And minus 4 times minus 1 is positive 4. So that becomes your new vector. And that's how you can manipulate it by changing the size. Now, also with these, you can combine vectors. So you put them together. So I'm starting off with 3 different vectors here. I've got A, which is 4, 3. B, which is 8, minus 1. And C, which is minus 2, 2. And combining them is, well, you're putting them together. So if I've got A plus B, that's going to be 4, 3 plus 8 minus 1. And what you would do there is you'll plus those tops. So 4 add 8, which is 12. 3 plus minus 1, which is 2. So you've got to remember rules and negatives there. So we do the next one, AC. So A is 4, 3. And C is minus 2, 2. With that, it'll be 4 plus minus 2. So rules and negatives makes that 4 minus 2. And then 3 add 2, which is 5. So we got 2, 5. If we look at BC there, so I'm going to do that over here. We've got 8 minus 1 plus minus 2, 2. So it'll be 8 plus minus 2, remembering the rules there, so that is 6. And then minus 1 plus 2, which is 1. So we've got 6, 1. And then you can combine 2 or more, so it doesn't have to just be 2. So we can have A plus B plus C. So that will mean that for that one you would have 4, 3 plus 8 minus 1 plus minus 2, 2. And you'll combine all that. So 4 add 8 is 12. And then add minus 2 makes it 10. And then 3 add minus 1 is 2. And then add 2 is 4. So it becomes 10, 4. And then another scenario, you may be subtracting vectors. So when you're combining, so we've got A minus B here. So for that one, I'm going to do it over here. Should have spaced it out a little bit better. So you've got 4, 3 minus 8 minus 1. So you've got 4 minus 8. So your top ones are being subtracted. So it's minus 4. And then 3 minus minus 1. So the double negative makes it plus, so it's 3 plus 1, which is 4. Okay, another one here where we've got some subtraction going on. B minus A. So that one will be that 8 minus 1 minus 4, 3. So that is 8 take away 4, which is 4, and minus 1 minus 3, which is minus 4. Notice how this answer and this answer are different. So I know sometimes people assume that if you switch them, they may be the same, but they are different. So be careful with that. Do check. And then finally, you've got one here that's combining everything together. So we've got some changing direction, changing sizes, and combining. So if you work with that one, you've got 3. Let's take the A first. So A, or 3A, that will be 3 times 4, 3. So that makes that 12, 9. Then we've got minus B. So minus B will become, we'll manipulate that. So it becomes minus 8, 1, because we're flipping the signs. And then 2C, so that is timesing it all by 2. 2 times minus 2, 2, which becomes minus 4, 4. Now, at this point, because we put minus B there, we can now just add these all together. So like we had previously, so we got 12, 9, add minus 8, 1, add minus 4, 4, and we put that all together. So you got 12 minus 8, which is 4, minus 4, which is 0, 0 on top, and on the bottom we have 9, add 1, which is 10, add 4, which is 14. So we end up with 0, 14. And that there is working with and manipulating column vectors.